Helps if I turn the mic on. Usually does. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday to you all. Thank you all for showing up. Appreciate it. And don't have too much to talk about tonight, but I say that a lot. And then we end up an hour later, like, where did the time go? But anyway, let me, that was probably somebody just chiming in telling me that you guys couldn't hear me, but you guys can hear me now, right? Sound now. Good. That's what I thought. All right. Well, let's do a quick roll call of everybody. Mike the Miner, thank you for being here. Y2K Anonymous. Magic Lucky, appreciate you being here. I was, well, not too far from the truth, but it wasn't my taxes. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a bit. The Chow, S. Chang, New England Crypto, Sparrow Crypto, The Traveler's Travels, Crypto Dave, YT, my PUBG dance group leader. Anyway, that was so fun. Anyway, TPS Miner, Automatic Beats, thank you for being here. Bacon, Eggs, and Hash. Let's see, who else did I miss? Scrolling down quickly. I think I may have hit everybody for now. Tains, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And Tains, yeah, my Fluxnode is not sure yet, but it would have definitely was down. Thankfully, after I got the payout on Saturday. So if I lost any time, I wouldn't have lost much. But anyway, I restarted the node. I think it's in the process of going through benchmark, which after it's done with that, I think it'll be back online. So we'll check that while I'm on stream. But yeah, I did a speed test before this and I went, my upload speed is faster than it should be. You know, normally my Fluxnode is taking about 5 megabits per second. So I usually get about 35 to 36 upload. And I was getting over 40 and I'm like, that's not right. Sure enough, went to go check the Fluxnode and it was down. So anyway, let's see, who else did I miss? Mogdog, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Sunflower Mama, thank you for being here. Thomas, Paul Gale, ABM&S Production, appreciate you being here. Nice hardware wall. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, Crypto Dave, that was hilarious when we did that. Anyway, if I missed anybody, I apologize. Thank you, Clint Huffman. Okay, we're going to put an end to that quickly. Anyway, thank you for being here. Appreciate it, Clint Huffman, for the super chat, no matter the circumstance. 4J, thank you for being here. The Mining King, it did not change. I'm gonna start disqualifying people from, I'm gonna start writing down everybody that says the flannel changed, because they know if they're the first person that says that one, it actually changes. But no, the flannel has not changed. It is still the same flannel. I'm gonna catch it when you guys are least expecting it. And right now you guys are all expecting it, so it's not changing. Plus, I still need to get out the prizes that I said I was gonna get out. I actually got, where do those stickers go? Anyway, I actually got some clear stickers that I was waiting for to come in. My wife's getting them. I thought they looked pretty cool. They look like that. But all that white is actually clear. So, you know, if you put it on something dark, it'll be like a black background. So anyway, for those people that won, they will also be getting one of those as well. So anyway, I only have 50 of those, so I don't have many, but I'll see what you guys, you know, seem to like and maybe order more of them. But anyway, yes, Mrs. OnlyFlans is actually Sunflower Mama. So there you go. Anyway, alrighty, let me see if there was anything else I might have missed. Haircut, yes, my wife cut my hair. That was actually, wasn't that before last stream? That was last weekend. Yes, I did get a haircut, but that was last weekend, so not so new. But yes, I did. I needed one really bad. It was driving me nuts. But yes, hello, super wife. She is a super wife, no question. Alrighty, well, let's get into some subjects. First of all, there we go. Hey, the market just turned green. So got Bitcoin almost up to 41,000 again. So, hey, that's a nice turn. You know, ETH was below 2,000 earlier today, or below 3,000 earlier today. It was down almost down to 2,900. So that's a pretty nice jump up from where it was. So yeah, that's pretty nice that the market decided to change direction. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of nice. Anyway, let's see. Unboxing says, you know, I love this place when I pause my Xbox Forza Horizon 5 to join the stream. Well, thanks, Unboxing Project. I appreciate that. I like to think this is a fun place to be. I know I have a good time, so hopefully you guys are having a good time too. All right, I did a little bit of a search on some news and I found some things that were kind of interesting. So there has been another massive crypto heist. This time it was a small stable coin, but was robbed of $182 million. Yikes. So this was Beanstalk Farms. And basically this wasn't like, how do I put it? They didn't like hack into something they weren't supposed to hack. What they did is they hacked the algorithm as it stood. It found a vulnerability in the algorithm and the way it was set up, and they took advantage of it. So technically, not really sure if they stole 182 million. They simply just used what was there and said, well, if you're going to allow it, I'm going to do it. So best I could tell, well, here, where did it say? They did a flash loan, which gave them a very high percentage of the actual outstanding crypto, which allowed them to vote on a proposal that basically gave them all the crypto, is basically the way it sounded like to me. And there was no check and balance in the actual algorithm to make sure that that didn't happen. So anyway, this is an article, Tech Radar /news. There's been yet another massive crypto heist. You can check it out for yourself, but I thought it was pretty interesting. This is my problem with small, unproven projects, is things like this can happen. So yeah, small stablecoin, 182 million. I know it doesn't seem so small, certainly not so stable coin anymore. And it says at the end that there's no remark from the people responsible for it, the crypto, saying whether or not they're going to reimburse those who've lost money. So again, it's supposed to be a stable coin. So either they reimburse them or they're going to be, the project is going to be dead, one of the two. So anyway, yeah, they mined 182 million in a sense. So Crypto Dave, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Really appreciate it. I don't know how important I am, but I certainly enjoy this community. I try to provide valuable information, again, make it fun. Just to be a part of the community is an honor. So anyway, all right, enough about the blue pill. I know the more I say that, the more you guys are going to bring it up. So whatever. Anyway, I feel like I'm going to have, like, I don't know if you guys know Brandon Coin. I'm sure a bunch of you do. And he's got the jellyfish, and most people don't know where the jellyfish came from, because it really was nothing. It was just something that came up. It's kind of like OnlyFans or the blue pill. It was never anything about anything. It was just, I mean, I guess the OnlyFans because I wore a lot of flannels. But anyway, I just thought I think it's kind of funny that, you know, a year down the road, people are going to be like, OnlyFans? What the heck is that? Anyway. No, not Beam. Bean with an N. Yeah. And the Unbox Project, let's see, what is he saying? BTC or ETH with 5-year time frame. You know, it's funny you brought that up, because as my search for news, I saw that my person that I do not particularly like as a YouTuber has made fun of miners, and I don't know really how much he knows. But anyway, BitBoy. Anyway, he actually had a little blurb that got on Yahoo Finance, basically stating that he thinks that Ethereum is going to overtake Bitcoin sometime in the future. Doesn't know exactly when. He's thinking it could be by the end of the year. I think that's a bunch of hooey myself, but hey, it gets them. It certainly gets headlines, and it gets some viewers, and more power to him. That's certainly not my strategy, but anyway, maybe he really believes it. I don't know. But anyway, so BTC or ETH with a 5-year time frame. I still would go BTC myself with a 5-year time frame, but I think they're both going to go pretty much hand in hand. Maybe ETH a little bit more. If I had to say a 5-year time frame, I'd be looking at some newer projects. I think that would do much better. I think Cardano's got a lot of places to go and has a good team behind it. And I think there's other ones that I don't really want to talk about because I don't know them very well. Flux would be another one. I think Flux would do really, really well. Oh, and then Tane's just said that. So yeah, I think when you have a good team and gets press, that is going to be a good thing. And again, if it provides a function, I think that's also a good thing. So anyway, that is my opinion on that. Well, he said, you think he means in market cap, not value. No, I know. I mean, I know you're not saying that. I know he wasn't saying that 3,000 was going to turn into 60,000, that he was talking about market cap, but still, I don't necessarily think that's going to happen in the near future. Personally, I wouldn't mind because I own more ETH than I own a Bitcoin. So that's okay by me. Just my opinion though. Alrighty, let's move on to the next topic, which is helium. I'm not going to really go through this. I just happened to see this and I was looking at this earlier, but I did roll out another helium miner at my in-laws house actually. And I'm not really expecting a whole heck of a lot because I'm not port forwarding or anything like that. I'm just waiting for May 3rd to come along. So May 3rd is now when HIP 55 is supposed to go into effect. This means that all helium hotspots will become light hotspots. So what does that really mean? What that really means is that the hotspots will no longer have to store the blockchain. That will all be done by the validators, and they will no longer challenge other hotspots. That is the only thing as far as revenue goes that hotspots will lose. That's less than 1% of all revenue, all rewards that the Helium network gives out to hotspot owners. So it's a very, very small percentage. So it's not really losing a lot. What it will do is allow the Helium network to go back to operating the way it was, which was one beacon every like 450 blocks. Now it's up to over 900 because they had to slow everything down because of the way things are, and with how many hotspots, the actual blocks are becoming too big. So they had to slow everything down. So anyway, this is going to be a good thing, I believe. And yes, we might lose a little bit of revenue on the one side, but it'll be much more reliable revenue because of this change. So I'm actually really looking forward to this change. And I'm also going to be rolling out another one at my sister-in-law's house. So again, I'm really glad I won't have to worry about the port forwarding. All I got to worry about is them basically saying where the location is and basically just making sure it's connected to internet, and then obviously location of the placement of the unit. But first things first, they got to get on the network. And that's the other thing. They won't even have to sync because you don't have a blockchain to sync with. So you basically put it on the network and it can operate pretty much right away once you put it on the network. I know right now, one of my in-laws' house, that was just sitting there syncing, and it's probably going to be syncing for a week to a week and a half would be my guess. It it was 80% synced when I turned it on because it had it had a software load from October of last year. So when they send it to me, it had an old software load on it. So anyway, it took about 3 hours for the software to update, and it did finally update to April 5th of 2022, whatever that release was. So yeah, anyway, but it's on its way. I'm just being patient with it and gonna see, where it goes. And that one I'm not so concerned about because it's an hour away. I can go down there and take a look at it if I need to. The one of my sister-in-law's house, that it's a little further away. That'll be much more difficult to actually get there. So I'm going to set it up before I give it to her so that it has the location already, in the unit, so that when she basically all she'll have to do is plug it in and away it goes. So I'll have the Wi-Fi probably she will have to set up though, because I won't be able to put that information in most likely. But anyway, I don't need to worry about that tonight. That'll probably be something I do tomorrow night or the night after. All right, let me catch up on some chat. Unboxing project. If I spent $500 in BTC when I moved to Georgia in 2010, it's worth 25 million today. So I got 508 in now. So why not? Well, I would love that. I would really love that because I definitely own a bit more than $500 in ADA right now. So, yeah, that would be cool. Same thing with Flux. I'm on my way to getting enough for my second node. And actually, let's check. Did my node come back online? Gotta refresh it. Nope. Did not come back online yet. That is a bummer. And I'm not even sure where I put that window. It's around. Let me see. Here it is. I think. No, this is the wrong one. Sorry, guys. I wanted to see if that was back online, but it did say that the benchmark was running. Yeah. Anyway, I'll have to take a look at that after the stream. At some point, I will. Oh, you know what? I bet it's here. Is it here? Yeah, here it is. No, it says online, running, connected. I guess my wallet hasn't. Yeah, it looks like my wallet just hasn't caught up to that yet. But yeah, I'll trigger you guys with this. Let me just make sure there's no doxing information on here. Which there is not. Oh, that's so weird. It is using a different port for whatever reason than what I had said. But anyway, just making sure there's nothing here. It looks like everything is non-doxing. So I am going to slowly bring this into frame. I actually don't know why my flux went down. Yeah, not really sure, unfortunately, but it does say online. So I'm glad it's back online. I mean, just computers need to be rebooted now and then. So I really don't know why. I actually started looking into on the Flux Discord server to see if there was anything there. Oh, Tane says go into Zelcore wallet and start the Flux OS. Okay, let me. Yeah, that's what I did. I clicked on Flux OS. That's what this is. Is that what you were talking about, Tanes? So let me go back into the wallet. Back into here. Oh, start. Yep. I guess that would be the reason. Thank you, Tanes. Appreciate that. Oh, you won. All righty. Let me see if there's any other comments out here. So right now, If I can't really bring this over, I can bring it over. See, start Fluxnode starting. So it's it's in the process of starting. So I can do that because everything else is blurred. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Everything else just went away. I don't know why it did that. Let me get all my windows back up. There we go. That was the one I needed. Let me get this one back up. Where'd it go? What the heck? Oh yeah, I brought this one over. Okay. I'm going to take this one away. And it's still in the process of starting. So anyway, alrighty, I won't bore you guys with that anymore. Just going to make sure I got everything. I don't know why it does that sometimes. It's almost like I hit like minimize everything, but I didn't even touch that button. All right, now I'm back. All right. All right, well, let me go back over some of the comments. Yeah, I don't know, ABMNS, I don't know why it went down. Like I said, I was going to check to see if there was anything specific that might have happened. So yeah, can't really say for sure. Yeah, don't know why my flux went down, bro. My servers never go down, but I do. Funny. No worries, had the same problem to me many of times. They really don't tell you that anywhere. Yeah. I know you've had some problems with yours going down. Mine have not. That's the first time it's happened. So interestingly enough, that pesky start button. Interestingly enough is, like I said, I found this out because I was preparing for the stream. So good thing is, like I said, I might have lost 2 days. And again, what do you mean, dang it, top chat? I'm in live chat. What are you talking about? Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. This is the first time it's happened. And I've looked at the temperature on in the unit before, the Pi. And because of the unit I'm using and the fact that the whole thing's a heatsink and it has a fan in it that's actually part of the heatsink, it really hasn't been running that hot. So I don't know for sure. But again, computers do, you know, your rigs will go down. And why would a node be any different? So that can definitely happen. Do you have a flannel super outfit with your lightning logo? I do not. Maybe I should like make like a one-piece pajama thing. That's all like all logoed up. I don't even know if you can make those, but anyway. You know, right now I'd say time unboxing project asks, would I, with my experience so far with Raspberry Pi, would I keep a node on a local host or move it to AWS or a cloud node? Right now, my experience is I would say I'd probably still keep it on a local node if you're running Cumulus. I mean, right now the profit is like $40. Let me pull that up. Where'd it go? I just had it up here. Oh, there it is. So if I go to, let me do this. I'll just drag this over. Dashboard economics. Here we go. Let me bring this into the current window. There we go. So you can see the profits are relatively low. It's like $36.24. Not horrible, but a lot of it is because Flux has gone down. Last time I saw it was like $1.41. And, you know, so $36.24. Well, that's eaten away by $11. So even with my delay of 2 days, or even if it was delayed by a week, that's okay. It obviously, if you're got your node going for like 8 days and on the 8th day it dies and you got to go back to the beginning of the line, yeah, that would be a bummer. But so far in the first month, I've had 5 payouts regular. This one will be delayed a little bit because it was probably, well, whether it was down for 2 days or not, it was down now. So I'm going to go back to the back of the line and now have to restart. But still, it seems to be more economical to do it from home if you have the internet to handle it. That's the key. For me, I was looking for a reason to go to gig. So for me, yeah, it's costing me a little bit more to have gig service because it's required. Not the gig part of it, but the upload. Comcast has stupid packages. In order to have the necessary upload speed, you had to go to gig service. Otherwise, you didn't have enough. So anyway, I personally like having it in my house. Like I said, I'm going to add one more and go from there. So, alrighty, let me see what else. S-Jang. Oh yeah, he already said that. Pearl Rival. How much is the cloud node? Well, I mean, I'm just looking at what it has here. 11, 25 for Nimbus. 11 seems awfully cheap. I haven't been able to find one that's that cheap. So maybe they know of one. I don't know. And then the other part of it is supposedly, sorry, that's just a trigger word for me. Anyway, anybody who's heard me talk about that. Anyway, supposedly the locally hosted Flux nodes are supposed to get extra rewards somewhere down the line. So we'll see. We shall see if that actually happens. So nobody wants to see that. A plaid flannel skin suit. Anyway, alrighty. Let's see what else. And then ABMNS production maintains it is also possible your nodes are targeting by DDoS attacks. Is there any warnings about DDoS attacks preventions on the Fluxnode tutorial? Yeah, I know he was having problems with his nodes, and yeah, I don't really know exactly what was happening, but yeah, not good. Alrighty, let me move on. We talked about the hotspots, talked about the Fluxnode, and let's talk a little bit about mining. I know I haven't done that in a while, but it was pretty exciting news this week with T-Rex coming out with 0.25.12. I was like, all right, I tried 25.10. Man, it was okay. Didn't really do much for me. So I was kind of a little skeptical on whether or not this was going to be worth it. I'd say it's pretty worth it. I mean, I'm hitting 65 megahash up to 65 megahash on my 3070 Ti. I'm pretty happy about that. These were basically hitting no more than 63. They were topping out at 63. Now, all of them are hashing over 63 at all times. So I'm seeing somewhere in the range of about a 3 to 5% increase. So like this was mining at like 451 and now it's mining at 464. So over a 10 mega hash increase again, right? Actually, then now it's up to 466. So you're looking at about 3 to 4% when you average them all out. When you look at one at a particular time, it could be up to 5%. But anyway, 3 to 4%, but it's significant. I mean, free 10 to 15 mega hash on this particular rig. I'll take that. And then my other one. Oh, and actually, if you notice, this one is actually on 470 over here, 470.74. So it's not even on the drivers that have been stated give better results. I, unfortunately, since this is a RevTech, I can't upgrade above this. It really doesn't seem to be affecting me much, so I'm not really too worried about it. But yeah, I've tried upgrading to all kinds of different ones and cannot get the RevTech to accept and have it run. I keep getting an NVTool 12 error. So anyway, but anyway, happy with that. And then the other one, this is my MUT rig where I've got mostly 3060 Ti LHRs. So they're mining, around 47, 48, that range. And this one is a 3060. I know it doesn't look like it because it says GA104 because I'm running on, again, an older driver. This one I should actually upgrade to 470, but you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it is the way I look at it. So it's mining well. And I've seen this one actually go over 40 for a moment, not consistently, but here, let me, we can actually go into the rigs themselves. You can see where they're going. This one pretty much stays pretty stable, but 65.41 is where that one topped out. 65.35 over here. So they all regularly go over 65. So definitely liking that. And then when I come over here, let's see if we can catch one. 39.9. It almost went over 40 here. Let's see if we can catch one where it actually goes over 40 on my 3060. We'll let that go for a little bit. But anyway, I had one, when I first brought this up, when I was getting organized for the stream, I was like, wow, that one actually hit 40. I know that Rabid Mining said that he had one go over 40. And I was like, no way, it'll never get to 40. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, it actually got to 40. Again, only momentarily. The average is going to be less than 40. It's going to be somewhere, 39 to 40 in that range is what it's going to be. You can see it's kind of averaging around 39.4 or so. So anyway, but again, this one got considerably more hash rate, about 10 more mega hash on this one, a little bit less than 10. But yeah, I mean, I kind of just thought of this as like free hash rate by just getting a new LHR unlock. So anyway, that is what is going on there. And let me see. Let me go back to the Flux dashboard. Actually, I'm going to go back to my wallet just to see if now it's running. Let me see. It says started. That's a good thing. So let me go back, close. And, oh, that's right. It will eventually go to something different. It hasn't gone to the next state. It's just started. Oh, now it's confirmed. It's back up and running. Sweet. Alrighty, let me go back over the comments. There's been a bunch. Love how you guys talk. How much is the we already went over that. All right, Pro Rival, $11 per month fee for using their cloud service. Again, I don't know where they're getting that from. They don't run their own cloud service. They will talk about what others, what other services are available to run this, but they don't run their own cloud service. Golden Wolf. Hey, Golden Wolf, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Tell me your ways of mining with the 3070 Ti. I have 6 coming this week. All I can say is push the limits. They are going to take some power. They are not efficient cards. I'll tell you that. 3070, 3060 Ti will do 60 something all day long at around 120 to 130 watts. Yeah, these are going to be pulling 170 to 190 watts depending. So yeah, they're definitely not super efficient cards. Now you run them on something else in comparison to, 3070 or 3060 Ti, like Flux or something like that. Yes, they will be much more efficient they'll be comparably efficient on those particular algorithms, things that aren't LHR'd. But yeah, it's not an efficient card. I just saw somebody reference Pocket Change. Oh, hey, Pocket Change. How you guys doing? Inside joke, supposedly. Yes, it is. What image did Sunflower Mama put in your, a plaid flannel skin suit? Okay. Anyway, alrighty. All right, Pro Rival, you made a good point Saturday about never ending LHR tune. Yeah, and I haven't done it on this yet. I really want to try to see where the maximum is. But the the way that it runs is T-Rex initially does a tune that basically says, this is what we believe your max hash rate is going to be at this LHR 79 or LHR 81, whatever it is. And then the default is you can only go down from there. You can't go up. And the reason why they do that is they don't want to get into this like cycle of going up and coming down and going up and coming down and going up and coming down. Because if you do that, you're wasting so much hash rate on this changing. So they figure they'll start it at a certain level. And if it says, okay, you triggered it, therefore they'll come down to whatever's less than that. And eventually it'll level off at a certain level and be stable. So that's the idea behind it. The problem is if they tune it too low and it doesn't change, then maybe you're not at the optimal LHR rating. So anyway, I was going to try to do full, let it run for a period of time and then see where it kind of leveled out, and maybe it would actually go up from the initial tune. So I haven't tried that yet, but I will be trying that. No, Seb did an interview with the developer of LOL Miner, I believe, not T-Rex Miner, unless he did another interview now with T-Rex Miner. Because remember, in that interview, he was talking about LOL Miner. He was talking about zombie mode because they were the originators of zombie mode for 4 gig cards. So I know for a fact that was LOL Miner. So like I said, if he has a new interview that I missed, yeah, that'd be awesome for it to have of T-Rex Miner. But my understanding, oh, he said, sorry, you are correct. So my understanding is the T-Rex Miner developers are anonymous. I don't think they've ever stated who they are. So, which is understandable. Obviously, they're making quite a bit of money through this development. So some people want to do that in the background, shall we say. All right, I know I missed a few. My 3060 V1 is sitting at 47 on Windows. Nice. Mine is actually at, well, I've got 2 of them. So I've got one sitting at like 48.9. And then I've got another one sitting at like 49.8, 49.9. Not quite hitting that 50. It's close, but every time I get to the 50, yeah, then it crashes. And yeah, it's just not worth it. So it'll run for a little bit of time at 50, but it never runs stable at 50. So, oh, I'm a little behind on the stream. Same thing happened to my Fluxnode. Oh, sorry to hear that, Kyle Rogers. I'm wondering if something happened on the blockchain that might have caused that, but I don't know. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to really thoroughly go through the Flux Discord to see if anybody else was having issues and if there was a specific problem that might have occurred. The LHR tune is a running joke that equals ETH merge running joke. When one finishes, so does the other. Yeah, that's a good point. All right. Let's see. Can we just say 78.9 LHR in Hive? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Golden Wolf. I mean, mine are running on my 3070 Ti's are running around 78, but again, they're going to vary. So it just kind of depends. And then on this one, yeah, so the 3060s seem to run higher. I mean, you have these 3060 Ti's that'll run right around 82 LHR. But again, I don't really take much stock in that because if you like, let me look at the overclocks on these two. So this is GPU 3 and 4. And they probably have lower overclocks. Oh no, they all have pretty much the same overclocks because, oh yeah, it's got the wonderful Hynix memory. Yeah, those cards don't do as well, so that's why they're running a bit slower. But it is interesting that I am getting a higher LHR tune on those particular GPUs. So I don't know. I'm going to be trying a bunch of different things. I'm going to try running them on low power mode, see how that works, as well as trying that LHR auto tune full to see what happens there. But that'll probably wait until much later in this week and see what happens. So, alrighty. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, be careful. The Chia chain was running just fine till it wasn't. Yeah, I don't think Flux is Chia, if that's what you're referring to. But yeah, you never know. You never know. Chum Change, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And now it's a party. It was a party before with you unboxing project. What are you talking about? And with Crypto Dancing, Crypto Dave, it was already a party. It's already a party. It's just a better party now with Chum Change here. Anyway, I guess everybody knows you went to school, Chum Change. Can you manually set the LHR on lock? Yes, you can. You can actually set a starting value. You can set it and not allow it to change, I believe. And then what would happen is if the LHR kicked in, it would take a pause, and then it would reset it, and it would just reset it at the same. It would just keep trying to run it at whatever the LHR value that is. So yes, you can definitely do that. And actually, if you're running the miner on your own computer, that's a great idea, because here's the thing. So I know that I get a much greater hash rate when my computer mines at night. No monitors on, no nothing. That's got to affect the LHR calculation. So if I let it run all night in full, and I could see where it was like hovering between, and then just take the lower number and then just say, I want you to mine at that LHR value all the time. Because if I'm on the computer, fine, it'll kick the LHR off a few more times. But for much greater period of time, I'm not at the computer. So I want it to hash away at the highest amount. So at any rate, I'm gonna have to try that. Definitely will have to try that, especially on my computer that I'm running. Oh, and that was the other thing with this T-Rex. It runs stable. My Kludgy 3070 that has been driving me crazy with how LHR'd it is, and that it was always being triggered. I couldn't get anything to run it stable, running it stable, mining Ethereum. This one does. I'm like, this is awesome. So I'm very, very happy. I can mine Ethereum on my computer now. Yeah, and I did stop mining Flux. So, which reminds me, I got to go into mining pool and change my payout, because I was waiting until it got to 3 before I changed it over last night, so that I'll get that payout, and then have it zeroed out at miner pool. Alrighty. He's got to change his name to Dancing Crypto Dave. I'll tell you what, man, that night if you ever played PUBG, we were on a rock in the middle of a field, well, on the side of a hill, actually. And there was nobody around, obviously. And Crypto Dave had this dance thing. It's something in PUBG, and you can click on him and you can join in. And we were all joined in, and it looked completely ridiculous, but it was hilarious. It was just so weird that it was hilarious. Anyway, we got a kick out of it. It's one of those, probably you had to be there, but anyway, we got a kick out of it. It was a lot of fun. All right. No, you're using Reason in the LHR algo. Throw Reason out the window. This is crypto. Oh, Big Wooly, you are late. No excuse. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. It's actually ABMS production. It's actually a good point. Chia has an issue on Raspberry Pi when the network is facing way too many microtransactions. It can't keep up, confirmed by the Chia devs. Interesting. Well, I think that should, once I do some research in Discord, I think that's probably something that would hopefully come up. But anyway, we'll take a look. Let's see. Just looking to see if I need to keep up with anything. I'm going to ignore things that talk about the blue pill and don't have me tagged. So we'll go Atomic Star. Well, no, she's not late because she had class. So she's here. She's here. Anyway, for those that don't know, Atomic Star is my daughter. Anyway. Alrighty. Yeah, now it's a party. Absolutely. It is now a party. Yes, that's a good question. Where's my flannel? I had physical therapy tonight, and I'm not going to wear a flannel to physical therapy. And I had it kind of late because, so you guys all know, I've talked about it before. Work is crazy, and got home, but I still needed to submit my dad's taxes, but I needed some information from him in order to submit it that I didn't realize I needed his, state ID in order to submit the taxes. And so that basically took me up to the point where I needed to go to physical therapy, but I got it done before physical therapy. By the time I got back, somebody else I had to talk to. So, and then my sister called. And so anyway, didn't have a chance to grab a flannel. I'm good without a flannel. It's nice and warm in here. Although it is chilly now that I'm not mining on this right now. I don't mine while I stream. That would be a bad thing. No flannel to physical therapy. Bro, you gotta represent. Hey, Brian Hollywood, good to see you. Hey, and Rondi, it's like, wait a minute, I thought I saw Rondi here. Thanks, Rondi, for being here. I appreciate it. Alrighty, let's head on over to the last subject, which is, why is Ethereum delayed? Why? It's unpredictable, people. It's development. This is the way it works. Not really a big surprise that it got delayed. So everybody knows this already. Yes, it's not going to be June. And of course, everybody wants to ask the question, why? Well, he did a podcast with Unchained, I guess with Laura Shin, I think. Anyway, bottom line is that he did this podcast. I listened to it, and it had a bunch of real key points in it. One is he's done being in the predicting business. He was like, yeah, telling everybody I thought it was going to be June if the code got, finalized by February was just flat out not a good idea. So he's done doing the predicting business. But there was one very key nugget when push came to shove. She's like, so when do you think it's going to be? He's like, I'm done in the predicting business. But so he did say from the point where they set the merge, like they say, okay, we're a go. It's 2 months. It's going to take 2 months from that point to the point where they actually will merge. So we'll have, once we know that they're ready to go, they're still going to be 2 months. So it's not going to be like they're going to flip the switch a week after saying they're going to go. So they want to make sure everything gets ready and such. What I did find interesting is I could not find any reference this last Friday to whether or not they were going to extend the difficulty bomb. I swear the week before they said they were going to need to make a call on that during the All Core Devs call. And I did not see that. We have this little nugget. So when do I think it's going to happen? I've heard a bunch of other people say September, and I'm at that point where I think it's going to be right around September. It could be in August. I think there's a definite possibility in August. I know that Chump Change put up a poll, and I told him this. I said, what about summer? I said, summer goes through September 21st. My vote would be summer. I think it'll happen before September 21st. But anyway. Hey, he's not even here, Mining King. I have not seen Yashnik here. So anyway. We were trying to fix Mining King's new internet provider. It ended up being that none of us knew what the hell we were talking about. It was some splitter that got put in incorrectly, and all they had to do was replace that, and it worked fine. We all thought we could figure it out, me included. I really thought I could figure this thing out. No, it was hardware. Was not anything in the settings or anything like that. So, hey, DJ Mines, good to see you. Denny's, thanks for showing up. Yeah, I cancel the merge. Yeah, sure. That ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. We can all hope for it. We can definitely hope for it, but no, they are really far along. like I said, they have a few issues to iron out. As if you listen to the developers, they're saying, yes, we've had a few issues, but one of the guys even said, he's like, this is going better than I expected. They're actually surprised at the level of, they haven't found any showstoppers. They are surprised that they haven't found worse bugs at this point. They're trying to find bugs and they cannot find it. If the merge fails, will ETH suffer or thrive? Oh, it'll definitely suffer, no question. The real question is, how fast will they flip that switch to go back? And will there be enough hash rate to support that? How would they do that? That type of thing. It doesn't sound like that's really what's going to happen. But yeah, those are all, that's a very good question. And I think it would be foolish if they didn't have some type of backup plan, but they probably won't publicize the backup plan unless things get crazy. ABNS production. No, he said the difficulty bomb is still not delayed. They will run proof of work and POS at the same time, 100%, with the difficulty time bomb increasing difficulty over time. Well, I know that they said that they didn't want the block times to get beyond 17 seconds. Well, that is through the end of July. That's all. So if we're talking August or September, yeah, that's not going to be good. Now, with that said, the demand on the Ethereum blockchain hasn't been that great. I mean, we're talking gas fees are way down compared to where they were. So if it's going to stay like this, they probably aren't as concerned about it because it will only increase gas fees a bit. So if they can't find bugs, they aren't looking hard enough. Oh, they're finding bugs. They're absolutely finding bugs. It's just they aren't anything show-stopping. It's like, I mean, one of them was really stupid. The blocks have demand of like 30 million Gwei. Well, they programmed it with 8 million. They forgot to change it because the actual 30 million Gwei wasn't hard coded anywhere. It was just the mining pools themselves could actually expand that themselves. So they did with, in conjunction with Ethereum. It wasn't like they just did it on their own. They have done that before, actually have done it on their own, but in this particular case, it wasn't done on their own. They did it in conjunction with consulting with Ethereum and said, yes, can we expand it? Yes, we're going to do that. All that kind of stuff. So, but they didn't change it in the merge code. So when they were running it, they were trying to go from 30 million Gwei per block down to 8 million. That did not work well at all. So, but again, it was a silly problem that was like, God, duh, like that shouldn't have happened, but that's why you do testing. So they're finding issues. That's probably the simplest issue they found, but again, a show-stopping issue if they hadn't found that. But other ones that they found, yes, they're a little bit more complicated, but they've been able to find solutions like in a week or two. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, again, they've done the merge a couple of times now. They've got a pretty good track record of what's going on. So we'll see. No, super chats are not muted on this channel. Thank you, Brian Hollywood. Didn't I say Rondi? You did not. Oh, sorry, Rondi. Thank you for the $20 super chat. I thought I already said hi to that, or maybe I just like tuned you out since you mentioned something about the blue pill funds. Anyway, thank you all for the super chats. I appreciate it. All right, let me see what other questions you had here. Who are ETH's competitors if the merge fails? Well, there's a bunch of other, blockchains that do smart contracts. Obviously Cardano is one. So yeah, now could they, in the state that they're in right now, could they take on the demand from Ethereum? Absolutely not. They don't have the capacity, nowhere near it. But their next fork is going to increase their capacity quite a bit. And that then all of a sudden does make them much more of a competitor with the ETH. But yeah, that's one of them. I know there's a couple other of them out there, but Solano, I believe, maybe pronouncing that wrong. I believe that they're also, but again, they've had some stability issues. So I don't think people have full confidence in them yet. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Cardano's had its problems too. When it did SundaeSwap, they ran into problems just because they don't have the capacity. So this is what's interesting about Cardano is they have, according to, this is the guy I listened to, Crypto Capital Venture is the name of the channel. And one of the things that, and he's very big on Cardano. But I listen to the information he provides, not, I don't think he provides hype. Some people think he provides hype. I listen to the information. So the information he's providing is the next fork is what is going to increase capacity. And that, according to him, there are a bunch of projects that are waiting for this increased capacity to then go on to Cardano with their smart contract interfaces and such. So that's very interesting. And is that definitely going to happen? Probably not definitely, but it makes logical sense that that would happen. So yeah, we'll see. So unboxing project. ETH backup plan is ASICS, you mean? As Silicon ASICS in Vitalik's secret location. LOL. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I really don't. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Vitalik did put up a bunch of his own Ethereum and staked it. So he's probably running his own nodes. So yeah. Yes, you are absolutely right, TPS Miner. If the merge fails, they will just put ETH into bridge mode. Absolutely. It'll fix everything. Bridge mode fixes everything. Anyway, all right. Yes, I found that very funny. All righty. Did you cover the terrible helium rewards? Well, I did talk about that. Yes, I covered about helium, that yes, come May 3rd, rewards should get back to their around where their normal levels are. Obviously, there's been a lot more helium hotspots available to roll out. There's been a lot of those being sold. That's just like having a bunch of GPUs sold. It's the same idea. If you're all competing for the same functions, yeah, and there's only so much helium that's being paid out per block. So yeah, it's going to eventually keep coming down to a certain point. So yeah, I know, Mining King, give it time. Wait to see what it's like after, after May 3rd, get it in a better location, get it out of a bookcase, put it by a window, put it high up on a window, maybe get an antenna. Anyway. Oh my God. You guys are nuts. I don't need a keeper. Yes, Solana is promising, no question. Like I said, I just think it's a little further behind the development than say Cardano is. I think Cardano is a bit more ahead. That's why I have a little bit more confidence in Cardano right now. Solana, I think I'm interested in seeing where it goes. I'm not invested in it yet. I've thought about it, haven't gotten there yet. Alrighty. If merge fails, everything that is ERC20 is toast. I know, that's why it can't fail. You know, though you've heard banks too big to fail. ETH is too big to fail. This is the reason, part of the reason why it's taken this long. It's like every time they're like, oh, we can't screw this up. We got to make sure it's right. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it becomes more and more important that, wait a minute, we have this thing here that's reliable. Yes, it costs us a lot of money because it's 2 Ethereum per block that we're paying out day after day after day, every 15 seconds. That's a lot of money. If we could do it a different way, we need to. And obviously, I think they're finally at that breaking point that they're going to do it. Max Full stand on one leg and do the helium rain dance and pray for a reward. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just making sure that you don't have it like, you know, in your toilet, or I don't know. Gotta have it somewhere where it can actually receive a signal. Let's see where mine's at. Is it here? Yes. Mine over the last day. Let's see, 24 hours. Wow, good day. I made 0.19 helium in the last 24 hours. That was a good day. This last 7 days, 0.851. Last 30 days, 2.879. And there was actually like 4 days that I had zero, that I had some problems with it. Those are the ones that are going to fall off next. So I'm doing about three helium a month, somewhere around there. So I got no complaints. No complaints. Alrighty. And Unbox Project. Will there ever be another ETH like we know it? Went through trials and tribulations that ETH suffered through, or is it a once in a lifetime thing? I think there will be another ETH. I think they already exist today. It's just a matter of which one. Yeah, I don't know. Max, can we please talk about some mining stuff? I did talk about mining stuff. I talked about the T-Rex 0.25.12. I talked about that. Sorry if you missed it. Anyway, I may be getting some more, but you know, it's really, really hard to do mining content when you know that mining is going to be handicapped in the near future. I am focusing on where I can make money in crypto, in the technology of crypto, outside of just mining. That's where my focus is right now. That's why I talk about the helium miners. That's why I talk about the nodes for Flux. So just trying to learn that. And anyway, shut my damn mouth. Make you upset. Well, oh, I see what you're talking about. Yes, because telling you that mining is going to, not be as profitable in the near future. We all need to come to that realization, I believe. And I am there. I am comfortable with it. I know mining will come back. I'm not saying it's forever, but those people that got into it because they thought they could make a quick buck will be the first ones to leave. It's all a matter of how quickly do these people leave. I mean, we've seen it. I mean, DJ Mines, perfect example. Hey, guy wanted to get out. He wanted to get out while the getting was good, or at least somewhat good. And we're going to run into more and more of those specific things. And what's going to be interesting is obviously in this case, you're taking it from one person's hand into somebody else's hands. And so the hash rate hasn't gone away at all. But I think at some point people will come to the realization, like after the merge, and then people will start selling their hardware, and we'll get to the point where it becomes equal. Like I said, you have to go back to like 2019, early 2019, 2018, when crypto was marginally profitable. Go look at some of Panda's beginning videos when he's like, yeah, we're making this much. You'll freak out. It's like he's not making much of anything, but it's still a profit. So why not run it? We need to get to the point where I will be happy when we get there. It's going to be a while before we get there, in my opinion, and we'll be there for a little while until we get to the next bull run. But again, the next bull run, we need a hardware shortage is what we need. This bull run happened for as long as it did because of the hardware shortage, because people couldn't get the hardware that they wanted to get. So it slowed everything down. So we'll see. What was my hash rate in 2018? Well, back in 2018, it was 0 because I got into it in 2019. So in 2019, my hash rate was Well, I wasn't really mining Ethereum because Ethereum wasn't the most profitable coin back then. But my Ethereum hash rate, I had two 3060 Ti's. My daughter had two 3060 Ti's. And so we each had 60 mega hash each, approximately, give or take. So yeah, I didn't start growing until 2020. That was when I started growing. I actually was, when I was going through doing my taxes, and I was looking at like what my power was throughout the year, what my cost of power was. And I was surprised. I'm like, wow, no, I did grow a lot during the year because my power consumption grew from the beginning of the year to the end of the year quite a bit. So yeah, I went from probably about, you know, my home was using about 1.5 megawatts at the beginning of the year. And by the end of the year, I was using 5 megawatts. And that doesn't even include like an average per month. And that doesn't even include like what my solar is actually providing. So this is above and beyond that. So anyway, Baldini, good to see you. Thank you again for being here. Thank you again for that fine sign. Yes, yes, I did use nice hash in 2019. I'm ashamed. Anyway, we all had to start somewhere. That's why I always tell people, like, should I use nice hash? Yes, go ahead and use nice hash. If that's what gets you started, then go do nice hash. It's easy. You'll build from there, but it's a good start. All right. Let's see. Oh gosh, I missed a lot here. Unbox project 3070 non-LHR versus 3080 Ti. Tax refunders want to know. Just from 3080 Ti though. See, I don't have a 3080 Ti. I know that they'll do like 95 now. I forget what the power is, but I think it's considerably more, like it's over 200 watts. So in my opinion, it all depends on price. That's what it really comes down to. But in my opinion, I'd rather have 3070 non-LHRs than 3080 Ti's because the 3070 non-LHRs are going to be more efficient and they're going to be easier to cool. So definitely. Add a wind turbine to your house, maybe. Actually, no. There's a really great channel called Undecided, and he actually recently did a video about wind turbines and whether like what the economics was of adding a wind turbine to a house. And he looked at it and the payback is like 20 years or something. It's ridiculous at this point. And here's the reason why. Solar panels, they're stationary. They have no moving parts. There's no maintenance. That's it. You just put them up there and they run. Okay, yes, you could have an inverter go out. You could have an optimizer go out or a micro inverter go out. Yes, those do fail occasionally. But in general, there's no, well, not even in general. There are no moving parts. So because of that, it's just less likely to fail. The problem with a wind turbine at your house is they need regular maintenance that costs money. So the economics of a wind turbine is not going to be anywhere near as good as solar just for that pure fact. You're going to have to replace bearings at the least. You're going to have to, lubricate different things because it's moving. This is all things that are going to have to happen. It's a constant moving thing. So yeah, the maintenance on it is, it requires is not like solar. So it's not something that I am going to be interested in the near future, at least until they can perfect to a point where maintenance is decreased and, payback is going to be at least less than 10 years. So we'll see. The technology definitely is not there for home use at this point. I mean, it is there, but it just costs too much. And I know I just made my wife probably cry because she thought she would love to have a wind turbine. Yeah, selling pickaxes in a gold rush. yeah, I mean, if you sold your card, 6 months ago, yeah, you're selling pickaxes in a gold rush. At this point, everybody realizes that the gold is starting to dry up and people aren't wanting to buy the pickaxes anymore. So I certainly wouldn't want to be a pickaxe manufacturer right now. I mean, look, they have this big promotion at EVGA saying, hey, we're restocked here. Where'd y'all go? Yeah, that was a clear indication that, yeah, this was like a hard, just boom. Just so much less being sold right now. Everybody's now saying, oh, okay, I don't need to get out there and rush to buy anything anymore. I'm just going to wait. So, yes, you are late as usual, Baldini, but not as late. Well, you are later, way later than Big Wooly, but Big Wooly was late too. So, hey, the more the merrier. Brian Hollywood asked me that. When L3 plus ASICs were going for $40. Yeah, I know. Hey, that's the thing. Remember, that's what we need to remember is wait. Did you guys ever see, what was the one with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy? Trading Places. Old movie, early 80s, I believe. Anyway, they take a highfalutin stock trader and a basically schmuck off the street and have them change places and show how they could totally change their places with these people not even knowing what's happening. And then both of these people get together and realize what these awful people did to them. And then, anyway, long story short, well, too late. It's already long. In the middle of the movie, during their thing, they're like, wait for it. And then they finally buy the orange juice futures. Anyway, sorry, frozen concentrate orange juice futures. Anyway, but that's what reminded me of that when you said wait for it. Yeah, I truly believe we just need to wait it out. We'll get to the point where we do see prices like that, where things are really low. People are desperate to get whatever they can out of it because they're sick of seeing it just sit there, not doing anything. They think they're at the point where this thing's just a paperweight. It'll never be worth anything. It's too inefficient. We'll get to that point where that's exactly what happens, in my opinion. Just gotta wait. All right. I know that I'm way behind on chat. Let's see. All right. It jumped on me, so I got to go back up. Okay. That's no excuse. I showed up on time. Well, technically, I kind of showed up on time because I can set the stream whenever I want. I realized I wasn't going to make 7 o'clock, so I set 7:15. So you could say I was 15 minutes late because I set it later. Whatever. Anyway, so S. Chang says there is a difference between past and today. Today we have better solar stuff and battery system, which we can overcome the electrical cost. Yeah, true to a point. I mean, I have solar on my roof, but it is not going to come anywhere close to providing 100% of the power. Now, you have hydroelectric power. You have power from a what do you call it? Like natural gas coming off of a dump, which is which is basically being captured to drive a turbine to generate electricity. If you have access to those kinds of electric, that's going to be super, super cheap. Yeah, then definitely. Yes, that is different. But as far as solar goes, for the, solar is still very, very expensive. It's still not that great of a solution for providing all the power of a mining farm. So that's my opinion. All right, let's see. Yeah, and guess what? Ethereum is still not necessarily the most profitable coin yet today, depending on the card. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. A lot of people use what to mine as a Bible, and it's not always right. You need to try out different coins, find out what your cards do, what you're able to make them do, plug that in, make sure that it's doing the right calculations too. So like, for instance, with Flux, I don't think at the beginning they were doing this, but then now if you look at like what the fees are, it puts in like minus 39%, which is the value of parallel assets. So it is calculating that. Now we have 2 more parallel assets coming out at the beginning of May that what to mine is not taking into account. That's not very far away. So you might as well, you're going to get paid out anyway. So you might as well just calculate that into your profitability. So that's just one example. There's other coins where there are different variables that what to mine gets wrong. So yeah, do your own research, try different coins, see what's the most profitable. There's some things I'm going to try. May not tell you guys all about it because maybe I want to keep it to myself, but I don't know. I'll probably tell you about it anyway. But anyway, I will be trying some different coins to see what the actual results are, to see if they are maybe more profitable than Ethereum. Unbox project. I could 3D print you some wind turbine vertical blades, dude. Yes, you could. The blades aren't the problem. It's the drivers and all that kind of stuff. That's where the maintenance is, and that's where the technology is. And yes, I ran out of roof. That is true. But even if I didn't run out of roof, I mean, I ran out of roof. Yeah, I would need 5 times the roof space. So yeah, I suppose if you live in a mansion, like 6,000, 10,000 square feet, maybe then I would have had enough roof. But anyway, alrighty. Let's see. I keep scrolling down. But wind turbine can produce electricity during nighttime. Yes, that's true. But even so, it's generally just the technology is not there yet. It's just not there on the homeowner side of things. Okay, I just hear my wife over there sitting there laughing. Sunflower Mama, get Max Voltage to collab some content with me on the turbines. Trading places with ETH miners and BTC miners, but would fail. Yeah. I have 2 S9s that I feel that way about right now. Yeah. Yeah, S9's not very profitable. Remember how you give me crap about how I talk? Anyway, if I had a nickel, you'll have to tell me exactly which words you're talking about there. But yes, I do give you crap about the way you talk. Yeah, there is actually somebody in the community who is actually trying to do hydropower. So I'll be very interested to see when he gets that going. I won't, if you know who he is, great. If you don't, I don't want to be the one that like talks about that out of turn. Yeah, you need those massive solar panel setups like in Voss Coin videos tour. Yeah, you would need something similar to that. I bet that doesn't even provide all the power. It just provides quite a bit of the power. So, but yeah, you would need something that big. You would have to have panels that were on the ground. And there, especially if you live in a neighborhood, most likely that's not going to be allowed. I know in our town, I would not be able to put solar panels on the ground. Now, let's just say I know somebody that lives on a farm, and yes, that person would be able to do something like that. But anyway, let's see if it doesn't jump on me. Tains, you let the cat out of the bag. That was the one I was going to look at. Update your miner OS 0. Oh, yeah, I know. Trust me, I'm of the mindset, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I've had issues when I've tried updating the kernel and it's giving me problems. If I'm seeing I'm mining at the same rate as most other people, I'm not breaking it. I'm going to leave it where it is. So that's, and actually, if you talk to the developers of Hive OS, they will tell you the exact same thing. Look, if it ain't broke, don't upgrade. It's running just fine. Then don't upgrade. We are doing things to improve things for those people where things aren't running correctly or have new equipment that they have to, make sure is compatible. So therefore we have to upgrade, those types of things. So, anyway, yes, I know bridge mode fixes everything. I know that. Waiting for you know who to come out with a video on that. S. Chang, if you live on a farm, you can have acres and acres of solar panels. Problem solved. Yeah, that's correct. And you actually would have nice shade for any of your livestock. Because if you put them up on stilts, you can do that. There's a bunch of farms that have done that. So yeah, it actually provides shelter. Anyway, just get a bigger roof. Yeah, it doesn't quite work that way, but yeah, I could stick a few more on my shed. Never mind all the cost of running all the electric from there. But anyway, just the word anyway. Yeah, I use it a lot. And so those are things I use as fillers. I know. And I try to get away from anyway. And so is a little bit better. And that too. Yes, these are all mannerisms that I have. Unboxed project. My 2.5 kilowatt solar plus 500 amp hour in batteries only gives 8-ish hours of power for one L3 plus ASIC per day. Yeah. Again, mine at max power, I have 5 kilowatts. So it will power almost my entire farm for a very small portion of the day. So there's that. And I should say not really my entire farm. It's the ones that are all running off of that 220 volt outlets. So about 1.85 gigahash. The rest of them are above and beyond that. So about another, I don't know, 1,000 to 1,500 watts above that. But I've already done that. I've already been through that, and I just like them to hash at this point. Anyway, when is the next PUBG crypto mining battle royale? Well, we had one on Saturday night, actually. You were not there, but yeah, we will probably be doing another one next Saturday. And I did actually buy into PUBG so I can set up those matches. I know that Tizen can also set up those matches, and Mining King can also set up those matches. So, but I know that the latest and greatest new thing is World of Warships. They've been playing a lot of that recently, but fun to watch. Addicting as hell, so that's why I won't play it. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, wife's like, yeah, and long story short, yeah, which is never the case. Whenever I say that, it's because it was a long story and it's no longer has a chance of being short. Let's see. Miss Frizzle taught me well. Oh yeah, the stuff of kids. How was the battle royale? Well, okay, it wasn't really a battle royale, but how was that? Oh, I see what you're saying. How was that battle royale? Yeah, I almost rage quit. Every time I literally spawned, I was getting killed by Mining King. He's like, yeah, every time I looked up, you were just right in my crosshairs. So I shot you. It was kind of crazy. So eventually I finally got to the point was I wanted my team to have a chance. So I hid somewhere so that people wouldn't have a chance to kill me. And that once they found me, they wouldn't be ready to see me. So I'd get a few kills out of it. So, and it worked. Our team won when it was losing. So it was a good strategy. Anyway. Yes, people are still playing World of Warships. Unboxing project. It took me way too long to realize I should have used the grid as battery storage. LOL, but so much red tape to get it set up. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I had somebody come in and do the install, so that was all part of it, of going through all the paperwork and all that kind of stuff to make sure that it could be tied into the grid. And I'm really glad I did. It's made a big difference. So I've mentioned this before. I've got hourly power, meaning that it's the cost of power varies on the time of day, which means that it varies on how much demand there is for the power. Well, in the summer, when it's 90 degrees out and it's sunny, well, there's a lot of demand. Well, that's great because that's when I'm using well, that's when I'm producing the most power. Now I'm still pulling from the network, obviously, with mining, but that's okay. I'm pulling a lot less. So therefore, I'm using a lot less when cost is really high and using more when the cost goes down, because there's a much greater variability in the demand of electricity during the summer. So at night, as long as it goes down in the 60s, yeah, it's great, because a lot of times it'll even go negative. So yeah, almost rage quit. Are you one of those that leaves Monopoly night in a big living room mess? Am I? Yes, I will not play Monopoly with my wife. Yes, she always beats me in Monopoly and never fails. So yeah, I will not play her Monopoly. I never rage quit because we did it on the computer the last few times, but yeah, I resigned, but I don't think I never really, well, I guess you call that rage quit. But anyway, I'm competitive. I don't like to lose. I'm a bad loser. In case you guys, anybody who's played games with me knows that. Let's see here. Lucky person with farm space. Well, I don't have the farm space. I know somebody who does. Anyway. So, okay, I've got hourly power. I've got Illinois, we screw our local customer power modules. Yeah, like I said, it's amazing that the amount of savings I get out of being on this program. But again, it's because of the way the program is structured, is that will you pull more power when things are less, when demand is less, and pull less when demand is greater. And because of the solar, that's what I do. And rage resign. Yes, rage resign. Yeah, I know. Don't do as I do, do as I say. My daughter just said, funny how you're a bad loser, but as a coach, you ingrained in me winning shouldn't be the biggest concern. Yes, I did teach her that. I tried to teach her not to be like me in that aspect. So yeah. Play what after graduation? Monopoly? What? Were you saying play Monopoly after graduation? No, we're not playing Monopoly after graduation. Alrighty. I've been sitting here babbling for an hour and a half. I appreciate you guys all being here. It is always so much fun on Monday nights for me to do this with you guys. So again, appreciate you all being there. And you guys all have a wonderful night, and we will see you next Monday.